need lessons from Nigel Farage about the issues that matter most to working people in this country. Thank you, Chris.
Nigel Farage raises questions about Keir Starmer's behind-the-scenes moves. You're not going to believe what just happened. Nigel Farage has once again managed to stir the political waters, and this time, his comments are aimed squarely at Keir Starmer. While most of the headlines have been focused on policy debates, scandals, and speeches in Parliament, Farage is pointing to something different, something behind the scenes. And people are asking, is this the beginning of a new storm for the Labour leader? Farage, never one to shy away from confrontation, dropped his remarks during a recent broadcast. He hinted that Starmer's carefully polished public image doesn't always line up with what's happening when the cameras stop rolling. And let's be clear, he didn't accuse Starmer of anything illegal. But he did suggest that there's a gap between the Keir Starmer voters see and the one operating in the corridors of Westminster. That's where the tension lies. Because for many people, politics isn't just about speeches, it's about trust. If there's even a hint that a leader is playing two roles, one for the cameras, another off stage, it raises uncomfortable questions. Now, let's break down the moment. Farage told his audience, "You've got to look at the man, not just the sound bites. Watch what happens when the spotlight moves away. That's where you find the real story." And immediately, social media lit up. Some users agreed, saying this was classic politics, the idea that leaders stage manage their image. Others pushed back, calling it another Farage attempt to discredit a rival without hard evidence. One tweet read, "Farage is right, Starmer's too polished. No one's that perfect on or off camera." Another countered, "This is just noise. Where's the proof?" Here's why it matters. Starmer's entire rise in Labour has been built on stability, competence, and projecting a calmer, more professional style compared to past party leaders. He's pitched himself as the opposite of chaos, the steady hand ready to lead Britain. But, as critics argue, that makes him vulnerable. Because if cracks appear in that image, if the public starts believing he's one person in front of voters and another in private, the foundation of his brand begins to wobble. This isn't the first time such debates have come up in UK politics. Remember Tony Blair? He was often accused of saying one thing on stage, then working another angle behind the scenes with advisors. Or Boris Johnson, who many said was performing a character for the cameras, while privately dealing with politics very differently. Farage's comments fit into that long history of British leaders being scrutinized not just for what they say, but for what they do when the cameras stop rolling. And let's talk reactions beyond Twitter. One political commentator told a local outlet, "This is a clever move by Farage. He doesn't have to prove anything. By raising doubts, he plants the seed in voters' minds. It forces Starmer to defend his image, even if nothing concrete is ever revealed." Meanwhile, a Labour insider pushed back hard, "This is nonsense. Starmer has nothing to hide. If Farage wants to talk about off-camera behavior, maybe he should look in the mirror first." Strong words, and they underline how politically charged this debate has become. But here's the real kicker. This moment shows just how fragile political reputations are today. In the age of 24/7 news, TikTok clips, and endless commentary, a single offhand remark even without evidence can spark nationwide speculation. And whether you agree with Farage or not, he's skilled at doing exactly that. Stirring doubt, raising eyebrows, getting people to ask questions. So what's next? Starmer faces a choice. Ignore Farage and hope the story fades, or address it head-on, reaffirming his authenticity and reminding voters of his record. Both carry risks. Stay silent, and critics may claim he's hiding something. Respond directly, and he risks amplifying the controversy. And that leaves the British public asking, if this is just the beginning of the conversation, how much deeper will it go? What do you think? Was this a smart play by Farage or just another attempt to grab headlines? And more importantly, do you believe politicians are ever truly the same person on and off camera? Because if not, then maybe this moment isn't just about Starmer, maybe it's about the whole political system.